So, let's talk about something that might just be the most important system your business isn't using yet: a CRM. Most small businesses run on memory. The owner remembers who called last week, the sales rep remembers what the customer asked for, and the accounts inbox is just a graveyard of half-finished conversations. And that works, right up until someone leaves, gets sick, or just plain forgets. That's where a CRM comes in. It's one of those rare pieces of software that pays for itself almost immediately. Now, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. And a proper one isn't just a project tool with a contacts tab tacked on, or an email platform that happens to store names. The good ones, the ones you've probably heard of, like Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, Microsoft Dynamics, and Pipedrive. They all do the same thing. They keep every contact, every order, every note, and every follow-up in one place that the whole team can access. That's the whole point. Looking after the entire relationship with a customer, from that first inquiry all the way through to the sale and every conversation after. Here's the thing. There's a big difference between just storing names and actually managing relationships. And it's worth understanding that before you spend any money. Sure, plenty of tools can hold a list of contacts. A spreadsheet does it. Your phone does it. But none of them tie a person's full history together, automate the next step, or let multiple people work from the same record without overwriting each other. That's the line between a contacts list and a CRM. And it's the difference between software that actually saves you time and something that just gives you another place to lose information. So, what does a CRM actually do for your business? Think of it as the memory of your company, written down. When a customer rings, anyone who answers can see what they bought, what they complained about, and what they were promised. It doesn't matter who took the original call, nothing gets lost in the shuffle. And that one change has real consequences. You can forecast income because you can see what's sitting in your pipeline. You can spot which customers are worth the most and which ones have gone quiet. You can hand a salesperson a list of warm leads instead of asking them to guess. And when someone leaves the company, the relationships stay with the business. They don't walk out the door in someone's head. That's why the CRM market is heading toward over $200 billion by 2032. Businesses have figured out that this isn't a luxury, it's plumbing. You fit it before the flood, not after. Now let's talk about your website. For most businesses, that's where first contact happens these days. But on its own, a website is pretty passive. Someone fills in a contact form, it sends an email, someone reads it eventually, and a good lead goes cold while it waits. But connect that same website to a CRM, and everything changes. A request a quote form filled in at 2 in the morning. It creates a contact record, tags the inquiry, and starts a follow-up sequence before you've even had your first coffee. Live chat, downloads, product pages, they all feed straight into the system. The CRM even records which pages someone looked at and how long they stayed. So when a salesperson calls them, they already know what the customer's interested in. Suddenly, your website isn't just a brochure. It's the front end of your sales process. And for a small business competing against bigger names, that speed of response is often what wins the job. Because let's be honest, customers rarely wait for the second business to reply. Here's the part almost everyone ignores, but it's the one that can cost you the most. Security. Customer data spread across personal Gmail accounts, desktop spreadsheets, and WhatsApp threads. That's a breach waiting to happen. And under UK GDPR, it's also a fine waiting to happen. A real CRM pulls all of that into one governed system. You get role-based access, so a junior team member can't see financial information meant for directors. You get an audit log of who opened or changed each record. You get retention rules that help you stay on the right side of GDPR. And when the Information Commissioner's Office asks who had access to what and when, a business running on a CRM can answer in minutes. A business running on spreadsheets? Not so much. And, we're not sure, isn't an answer that ends well. So, here's the honest bottom line. A business that runs on people in the room is fragile. A business that records its relationships in one secure, searchable place keeps working, no matter who's on holiday. If you're serious about growth, retention, and protecting the data your customers trust you with, a CRM isn't an extra. It's the foundation everything else sits on. And it's worth wiring into your website properly from the start, rather than bolting it on later. Set it up well once, and it'll quietly do its job for years.